Hello and welcome to Near Dark Podcast, episode 41. And today we are going to talk about Leprechaun 2. But before that, let's check in on the rest of the crew, simply to say, because today we are joined by Josef and Ogge.
And who
So
are you?
how are what?
And who are you?
Ah, I am Zombie, otherwise called Anonymous for this episode. So how are you doing, Augie?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing?
Nice. I'm doing good. Bit tired, but good. How about you, Joseph?
I haven't gone to bed yet, so well, I'm okay, I guess. How about you?
Still great. I don't think it changes from a few seconds ago.
Yeah, I
But,
know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. Any recently seen?
I was thinking that we could make a couple of statements, because we forgot that on the last episode.
Yeah.
First off, we're back to 4 hosts of this podcast again because Tagger has left us because of personal reasons. And there was something more I was gonna talk about.
He may still appear in as a guest at times, but
yes.
he will not be a main piece.
Yeah, he is always welcome back to the podcast, so.
Yeah.
There was something else.
Angel is gone.
Oh yeah. She's gone. Yeah, she's a bit busy right now, so she won't join us today. But yeah, I got a couple of recently seen, and since we're on a sort of a press time schedule here, I'm just gonna rattle through them real quick. I've continued to watch the 3rd season of Fear the Walking Dead. I think I got 4 episodes left of season 3. And things are starting to ramp up in the series now, and it's starting to get pretty hectic and a bit exciting, and as it should be. I still like the series, and I don't know if I'm gonna finish up the season this weekend or if I'll drag out on it a bit. We'll see. The next thing I've seen, or rather the next 2 things I've seen, are action flicks. But I thought that I could just mention them real quick. The first one is the 2009 Uwe Boll action thriller Rampage, starring Brendan Fletcher, who plays Bill Williamson, a troubled young American who got the world's problems on his shoulders, and he thinks that the only solution to the world's problems are to start to wipe out the population, basically. So he builds himself an armor of, I guess it's metal shards or something, and he arms himself with 2 machine guns and just goes out and starts to mow down people on the streets. There are 2 sequels called Rampage Capital Punishment and Rampage President Down. They are not as good as the first one, but they are... both of those movies got a heavier political statement, basically, in them. I like the entire trilogy, but I think the first one is the best out of the three. I guess none of you guys have seen it.
No.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, I can really recommend those 3 movies. And the reason I was watching that movie were because me and mine and Angel's mom, aka the matriarch, was gonna go to the cinema last night to watch the new Vin Diesel comic action, sci-fi action flick, Bloodshot. I won't go into what the movie is about, but it's a pretty stupid science fiction action flick. You know, it's a roller coaster type of movie, and it's a lot of action and a lot of CGI effects, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I don't know if I'm gonna have any hurry to rewatch it on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever when it comes out. But I give it a thumbs up anyway. I thought it was mindless fun. Basically, I haven't read the comics which the movie is based upon, so I can't really compare the movie to the comics. But yeah, I really like the movie, and I guess none of you guys have seen it either.
Well, you just saw it on cinema yesterday,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
yeah,
unless you saw me there, I would say no.
yeah. But yeah, if you if you're into mindless action, sci-fi action, I'd say give it a go. But
Okay.
I think that's everything I've seen since we last recorded.
Okay. Ogge, do you have any?
No, I haven't seen anything this week.
Me neither.
Well, this will be quick. By the way,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
have you continued on with what was it called?
Altered
Carbon.
Carbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen both seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still recommending the entire series, or
Oh yeah, definitely.
okay? Yeah,
I think-
I'm gonna try to put it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But okay,
That's something.
I guess we'll just roll the trailer then. Or
Yeah, let's roll it.
yeah, okay. So here is the trailer for Leprechaun 2 from 1994, I think.
Yes, it is.
Soon, my dear. It's almost time.
True love can be hard to find. For some, it takes a lifetime. For him, it took 1,000 years.
God bless you.
And now that he's finally found her, he's going to love her
I'm back.
to death.
Kiss me. I'm Irish.
An evil leprechaun is to take the daughter of his slave as a bride, but loses her when the slave sacrifices his life for her. 1,000 years later, the leprechaun is determined to take the descendant of the woman for his bride, the young and beautiful Bridget. However, she has already a boyfriend, a brave young man named Cody, who lives with his swindler uncle Morty. And together they run a tour company called Dark Side Tours. The evil leprechaun manages to kidnap Bridget, and it is now up to Cody and Morty to save her from a fate far worse than death. So, what did you think of the movie Oggy?
Uh,
I'll just throw a fastball here.
it's pretty cheesy. It's way too cheesy and corny. It's something you might like when you're 10 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't like this movie at all. I thought it was pretty dull. And
Okay, have you seen the original Leprechaun?
no,
Okay,
no, I haven't.
you should really check that one out. That movie is actually really good. It is cheesy and corny, but it's
Like, it's the kind of movie that you don't compare to anything else, and you only compare the like sequels and whatnot to the other Leprechaun movies.
yeah. I'd say you give the original a go. I think you'll like it, and if you don't like the movie, at least there's an young Jennifer Aniston in there.
Okay. Well, it can't be any worse than this.
Well, you just wait.
I make no promises.
Well, mm,
Yeah.
okay, so you didn't like the movie.
No,
Reasons?
But wait,
it was too corny and cheesy for me. The plot I thought was pretty stupid.
Well, it's a horror movie about a leprechaun.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be good.
Mm.
So I guess I got what I expected.
fair.
I just don't like movies like this. So yeah.
What
Sorry.
rating would you give it?
I mean, they clearly did put some effort into it. I guess 3.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ogge is too manly for the Leprechaun series, then.
Yeah, I suppose I am.
I'm not 10 years old anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the genre is called horror.
Well, it's the Leprechaun movies. Well, most of them, at least, are horror comedies. So, and I mean,
Oh,
how could you take horror movies about an evil leprechaun serious? Make it serious.
yeah, I don't think you can.
Well, besides installment 7, I think, in the series, but yeah.
But what did you think, Joseph?
I can't recall if I mentioned it on the last Leprechaun episode we did, but I'm not a huge fan of this franchise, as well as Ogge apparently is. Besides the first and the latest installments. But with that being said, I did actually enjoy Leprechaun 2 more than I actually expected this time around. But on the other hand, I can't really understand why they didn't just do a straight up sequel to the original instead of this standalone type of sequel with a different Leprechaun.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Zombie, have you seen the original?
Yeah, I think we recorded an episode on that one.
Yeah, we did it last year. I can't remember if you
Yeah.
were on it it or not?
I think I was on it, if memory serves.
Okay. Yeah. All right. But yeah, like I said, I can't understand why they didn't do a straight up sequel to the original instead of this standalone thing. I mean, they could have just gone the same route as they did with the latest sequel, which came out, I think, last year or the year before. 2018 or 2019, I can't remember, but that sequel is, I'd say it's more stupid than this movie, but at the same time,
It's aware of it.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Yeah, it doesn't try to be any better than its plot, basically. And of course, the latest installment is a direct sequel to the original movie, even though the guy who plays the Leprechaun in that movie isn't Warwick Davis, unfortunately.
Sad.
Yeah. Warwick Davis, by the way, I think that he is hands down the best thing with, well, all of the Leprechaun movies he was in. And this one isn't an exception. I did, however, surprisingly enough, like Charlie Heath as Cody and Sandy Baron as Morty, which I personally found pretty hilarious, the old drunk guy. But I think that Siobhan Durkin, I think that's her name, the girl who played Bridget, I honestly think that she must have sucked one of the producers off or something, because holy shit, was her performance fucking bad here. I mean, in some scenes, it sounded like she was reading straight out of the script. The only thing that was missing was the pages. And Leprechaun 2's strong point, though, is, besides Warwick Davis and the other two, are the effects and the makeup, which I actually think it looks really good. Especially the makeup, and I've always liked the design of the Leprechaun makeup Davis wore in these movies.
Yeah.
It's kind of iconic with the franchise. Gesundheit. But yeah, the biggest issue I got with Leprechaun 2 isn't the acting, besides Durkin, of course. Nor the effects or makeup. It is that it got that 90s direct-to-video feeling, even though it actually had a theatrical release, and this was the last one that had a theatrical release in this franchise. And I would have much rather seen a direct follow-up to the original, like I said. Or rather pointed out, than this half-assed plot about the Leprechaun want to get married. I mean, it just feels lazy somehow. I can't point my finger on it, but you know, the movie got some things going for it, but overall, I think it's kind of a weak entry in a pretty weak movie series. And yes, I did like some parts of it, but overall, it's not a movie that I feel that I ever need to see it again, basically.
Yeah.
So my rating will be 5 out of 10. It got some, like I said, it got some things going for it, but overall, it's weak.
This feels like this episode is gonna be 3 jerks just talking shit about Leprechaun 2.
You didn't like it either, or?
Nah. I much preferred like the first one because it was silly and it had like fun parts and fun kills and such and such. And just comparing this one to that one, it was not really an enjoyable watch. I feel like I could like mostly just drop the movie and walk away without feeling like I've missed out on something.
Oh,
But
you
it had
you just wait for part 4. That's all I gotta say.
oh god. But the effects were good, like
I
David's
actually
and
think they upped the body count and some of the gore in this one from the first one.
how many bodies were there in
Oh,
the first one? It was like
there aren't many kills in the first one, to be honest.
no,
I
it was like
think
two or three maybe.
2 or 3, 1. The cop, the vendor, and I think there's a third kill as well.
Yeah, and in this one there was like 3 that I can remember.
Yeah, there was
4 maybe.
there was
4.
the guy who, well, put his face into the lawnmower. The cop.
It was
The cop that got.
run over.
Yeah. And.
The coffee guy that got steamed.
Oh yeah.
And then we have
one of the main characters, which we won't spoil,
yeah,
but it's pretty easy to figure out who it is who's gonna go.
yeah. But like the kills weren't necessarily bad. Some were a bit creative, while it felt like they had a higher standard to stand up against like the pogo one in the first one, if you think about that.
I think the pogo one in the first one, the first movie, is pretty hilarious, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's just so stupid.
Yeah, and like that's the allure of the first one, where that it was silly and it wasn't really trying to be otherwise. It was just included blood, which made it horror.
Yeah.
And this one, it felt like it actually tried, which was the downfall of it.
So, by the way, speaking of kills in the movie, which one were your favorite out of them? I think the coffee guy was my favorite.
Yeah, I would say that as well, because
it's been a week since I saw the movie. I can barely remember it, unfortunately. But that kill wasn't that pretty gory, if I remember correctly.
That was the goriest kill, I think.
Yeah.
It was the one where you could like actually see the kill, because with the cop you didn't necessarily see him get run over, and the kissing scene, quote unquote, you didn't get to see it too much either. And
yeah, I would have loved to see
character.
That kill on screen.
Yeah, like it's the one where you will actually see like the kill happening and the aftermath.
The leprechaun kills the slave in the beginning of the movie as well.
Oh, right.
So we're up on 5 kills then. Okay.
Yeah. Well, 6 if you count the ending. But
yeah. Ogge, which of the kills were your favorite?
I think the coffee guy, really.
Yeah. Okay, we're on a agreement all over the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the first ever kill you got to see was pretty. It was pretty basic.
Mm.
But yeah,
That's like my main problem with this movie. I think it's just too basic everything, and it's very predictable.
Yeah.
Like you see every twist coming a mile away.
Mm. And also, the ending wasn't really that satisfactory. And I do love Davis, but I don't think this was the best acting of him.
I don't think that Davis was bad in this one. I actually think
He wasn't bad, but
I actually think he was the
simply-
best thing with the entire movie, to be honest.
I don't think he was bad. It's just that it wasn't his best performance, I would say.
Yeah. I
Because
read somewhere that he, and I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that he, during an interview about Leprechaun 2, told the interviewer that he just did Leprechaun 2 for the money, basically.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
even though I think he's the best thing with the movie, it kind of shows at times.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
But yeah, your final thoughts, Sammy.
I think my rating for this would be like Ogge, 3 out of 10 gold coins.
Okay, I'm on top then.
Yeah.
I'm more accepting of shitty movies now, I guess.
I think it gets this low because I have seen the first one and I could actually actively see the first one again and enjoy it better than I would watching this again.
Yeah.
I just have a very low tolerance for cheese. It's very, it's very low.
Well, okay, you it's okay. You can just come on over to me, and I'll set you in boot camp for cheese movies.
Fuck no.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
Nice short episode.
Yeah, well, we're on a pressed time schedule as
We're on a press time schedule. None of us actually liked the movie.
Yeah. Well, I kind of liked it, but
Yeah,
I
like,
think it's flawed compared to the original.
yeah. Well, in that case, I look forward to watching the other movies in this franchise.
Well,
I'll just have to suffer through the rest to get to the good.
yeah, sort of. If I
Say it
remember
will
correctly,
quicker.
the third one is pretty good. It's not as good as the original, but I think it's pretty good, if I remember correctly. And then it's sort of downhill from there, up until the latest installment.
Lovely.
Indeed it
Well,
is.
Should we move on to the background, considering we don't really have anything else to say about the movie?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yep. And
Do you want me to start off, or?
yeah, you can start.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Ogge, did you have anything else you want to add before we get into background?
No, not really.
The enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Okay, so background. In its US opening weekend, the film played in 252 theaters and it grossed almost $673,000. Its final domestic box office was $2.3 million.
Wow.
And like I said earlier, this was the last film in the series to be given a theatrical release. Denise Richards was a major contender for the role of Bridget, and that just boosts my theory that whatever the fuck her name were, Siobhan Durkin sucked one or two of the producers off or something to get the part of Bridget, because Denise Richards is a hell of a lot better actress than her. Clint Howard, who appears briefly in the movie as a tourist, has basically made a career out of making cameos and smaller roles, and is also the younger brother of director-actor Ron Howard. I can't remember which movies he had done. I think he did 12 Monkeys, amongst others, I think. Sandy Baron, Morty, the guy who played Morty, went on to appear in the TV sitcom Seinfeld and a couple of movies before his death in 2001 at the age of 64. Siobhan Durkin, let's call her actress, who played Bridget, appeared in the sci-fi quote-unquote slasher Ghost in the Machine the year prior to this movie, and that movie is, in my opinion, a hell of a lot better than Leprechaun 2. The director, Rodman Flender, went on to work on a bunch of TV series. Amongst them were Scream, the TV series. That is pretty recent. I've seen the first 2 seasons, and I haven't bothered to watch the third one yet. The scriptwriters, Turi Meyer and Alfredo Septian went on to work on a bunch of TV series as well, but they also wrote the script for the god-awful Candyman Day of the Dead, which is the third Candyman movie, and Wrong Turn 2, Dead End. And that is everything I got. What do you got, Zombie?
I have a few that I collected all by myself. No help needed. I take all the credit of collecting this information.
Hey.
Trademark.
Yeah, well, go on.
Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times wrote that it was a better writing, production values, acting, and humor than the original. I beg to differ.
Bullshit.
TV Guide stated that the film is an improvement over its predecessor, though cynical contrived even by schlock horror standards. Again.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Mark Savlov of the Austin Chronicle critiqued that the film is a complete rehash of the original. How dare you?
Bullshit.
I have my own bullshit track in the background.
Yeah.
Perfectly. Discussing the rationale of a Leprechaun sequel with Fangoria, which is something that you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Kind of. Warwick Davis said, "Money's definitely the answer," alluding to a pay increase for this role as a titular villain.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you mentioned earlier with his acting.
I think that was the thing I was thinking about, but I couldn't remember that we had it in the background.
Well, you didn't go into detail on it, so...
Yeah.
But that's about it. What we have to give to you folks today.
Yes.
So, what music are we gonna play out to?
I was searching high and low for a appropriate track for this episode, and we are gonna go with a child song again. which is called The Key Boomers. I'm a Little Leprechaun.
Nice. And what
Yes.
is the movie for the next episode?
Yeah. Hold on. Perhaps. Yeah, it's Ogge's pick, apparently.
I haven't
Oh,
decided
you
yet.
start sweating
It's a
bullets.
surprise.
Perfect.
Right. So the next pick will
Yeah.
be a surprise pick.
So nobody's watched the movie.
Sounds good. Yeah. We're just gonna sit quiet for an hour
Yeah,
in the next episode.
you're supposed to
Perfect.
guess how the movie is.
Yeah. But,
All right.
yeah. Let's say goodbye to the good people.
Goodbye, good people.
Thanks for listening, and hopefully we'll see you in the surprise pick, which is the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening. Hope to see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
I'm a little leprechaun dressed in green, the tiniest man that you have seen. If you ever catch me, so it's told, I'll give you my big pot of gold. I'm a little leprechaun dressed in green, the tiniest man that you have seen. If you ever catch me, so it's told, I'll give you my big pot of gold. I'll give you my big pot of gold.